Well, I didn't expect that. I made a video about the Soflam and the Javelin combination being a little bit annoying, maybe a little bit overpowered against air vehicles, which Demise99 agrees with. He posted a thread on Reddit once. He posted in a thread saying how it is overpowered, and he was planning to make it one-hit disable rather than one-hit kill, and hopefully give it, audible warnings rather than just being surprise, you're dead. And yeah, so I made a thread saying how it's kind of messed up and how the difference between working as a team in a helicopter and the skill required and the experience and knowledge is outplayed by people who two guys who just happen to look in the same direction. I don't agree that is teamwork. Yeah, okay, it is technically, like, in the most literal sense, two people looking at the same direction, or looking in the same direction, and communicating. I can't talk. Communicating on any like TeamSpeak or maybe the Battlelog VoIP thing, but it's basic teamwork. It's not highest. People justify the Soflam Javelin thing as its teamwork, and teamwork should always trump everything, apparently. Even the teamwork of two guys in a helicopter, which apparently doesn't count for shit, because people hate helicopters, it seems. And, yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot of excuses going around, but I just don't accept that. I posted on Reddit, and Reddit is where the most of the shit went down. You can go read the comments in the last video. I mean, there's a lot of people losing their shit, and that one was quite funny. I actually got my personal character actually got questioned in it. People were like personally insulting me. I mean, I don't really give a flying F, but it was quite funny to read how defensive these guys get, and how like on Reddit you're not supposed to downvote a thread unless it's like unrelated to Battlefield. If you don't like something, you're supposed to just not vote it at all. You're not supposed to downvote it, but I had as many downvotes as I had upvotes, basically. So people are trying to desperately hide their little secret, because I think everyone knows that the Soflam Javelin thing is overpowered right now. You can lock down someone's entire base with it and deny them any vehicles, and it's... I really don't like the whole idea of fire and forget to begin with. I would happily have 2 or 3 Tunguskas, or mobile AAs, on each map, then go against fire. At least with a Tunguska, someone's aiming at you and they're firing and they're doing lock-ons, and I'd rather that than fire and forget. People just like sitting and waiting, basically. It really doesn't sit right with me. I don't like that in a competitive shooter at all. But the first reply, well, not the first reply, but the most upvoted, one that everyone agrees with, is that, and to quote, "To be fair, skilled pilots like yourself are equally as frustrating to encounter." And I don't really accept. It's like saying, like, if there's a squad of assault players, that tanks are overpowered, and therefore their M320 should like disable tanks as well as rockets do. I mean, I don't accept the fact that just because something's annoying, or because your team doesn't have a good mobile AA driver or a good helicopter pilot, or jets completely wipe the floor with helicopters. A jet can disable a helicopter in one pass, and if they're half awake, they can actually destroy a helicopter in less than 10 bullets, because each bullet does roughly about 10% damage. It's absolutely crazy. So an enemy team has no excuse not to be able to take down a helicopter. The only time that a helicopter is ever going to completely rape is if it's a really good pilot like myself. I mean, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but I am a good pilot. I know I am. I'm aware of the fact that I am a pretty decent helicopter pilot. Or I just don't like the idea of, just because the enemy team doesn't have good jet pilots or a decent mobile AA driver, or they think stingers don't do anything, which they are wrong about. Just because the stinger doesn't hit doesn't mean it didn't do anything. And it's really irritating. And yeah, yeah, and people were saying, well, you only went down 4 or 5 times in the video, so why are you complaining? But then think about the guy who doesn't have flares unlocked. think about the person who's just like the average helicopter pilot who doesn't fly like me, who just wants to take out maybe a tank and help his team a little bit. They will go down 100% of the time. Every time that Soflam gets a lock, they will go down because they don't know how to counter it. And I barely know how. Like, there isn't really a way to counter it. ECM only lasts for 5 seconds, and because sometimes you're flying at speed, you get away from the smoke, and therefore the lock. I mean, if you ECM just after the lock happens, there seems to be like a delay where, even with countermeasures, the laser lock is still present, and in that time they can fire javelins at you, and unless you're moving and trying to like not really counter, but like outmaneuver the javelin, it will hit you even after the laser lock is long gone. It's just, I just don't see how people don't see how it's overpowered. It's crazy. And a lot of people will call it a legitimate tactic. No, it's not. It's not the main method of anti-air that the designers at DICE intended it to be. They put mobile AA and stingers in the game for a reason. They didn't mean for Javelin and Soflam to be as persistent as they are. The only things I really want changed about the Soflam is for it, well, for separate audio warnings for both the heat seekers and the Soflam, and well, you know, the heat seekers and the laser locks, and also a warning when the javelin's coming. And if you break the laser lock, like either by moving behind cover or ECM or using your ECM jammer, then it should cause the javelin to go ballistic, because ballistic in the sense of it loses its it just fires straight like a bullet, because there's no laser guiding it anymore. It's a laser guided missile at that point. And how does a laser guided missile still hit when there are no lasers? It blows my mind how people don't agree with this. People always talk about realism, but only when it suits them. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you just want to fly around with impunity, you don't want to be locked onto it. In the video, I'm getting shot at by, I dodge 2 jets, I get killed by a Tunguska, I've got stingers locking onto me all the time, I have to deal with the Soflam, at one point multiple Soflams. So it's not like I'm trying to like make someone who's, it's almost like it's a bad trait in someone to be good at the game. If you're good at the game, if you're a good tank driver or whatever, it's almost a bad point, and people don't like you, and they don't care if you if something's unbalanced towards you, because in their minds, fuck you. Basically, in their minds, fuck you, because you're able to you're a better pilot than they are, and you're able to get kills and they're not. That's very frustrating. But yeah, a lot of people were just calling me an elitist because I said the guy was a level 10. I wasn't saying he was a level 10 that I shouldn't be shot down by a lowly peasant level 10. I was saying the guy has less than 9 hours experience in the game, and yet he's able to Soflam me, and his friend is able to javelin me constantly. And they were only going for me, so they want the cheap, easy kill. They're not going for jets. I don't know if they're going for tanks, maybe, but they were going for the one-hit, easy, satisfying, because it is satisfying. It's awesome. I mean, helicopters are so like powerful, and to just take one out with minimal effort is appealing. I get that. But yeah, I've run out of time. That was a really fast send crossing rush game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, catch you guys later.